Dear all, Autism Learning Materials Supermarket is an autism community project implemented by NBAI, AI for Autism, Job for Autism, and Mr. Duong Lam to provide authentic and updated 24/7 documents thanks to artificial intelligence for parents with children with autism and related disorders, specialized teachers, inclusive teachers, and therapists. This is video N0.17, SCERTS.
Today we're diving into something called the SCERTS model. It's a really comprehensive framework for autism intervention. So, what exactly is it? How does it all work? And why do so many people see it as this powerful roadmap for a child's care? Let's get into it.
You know, if you're a parent or even a practitioner working in the world of autism, this probably feels really familiar. The sheer number of therapies out there can be absolutely dizzying, and it feels like every single one claims to be the best approach.
And that feeling of being overwhelmed, it's completely valid. But it can also lead to a really serious problem: fragmented care. That's what happens when you have different therapists all working on separate goals, and sometimes those goals can even conflict with each other.
But what if, instead of just adding yet another therapy to the list, there was an organizing framework? A system that wasn't designed to replace all those other methods, but to actually unite them into one single cohesive roadmap. Well, that's the core promise of SCERTS.
Okay, Section 1. Navigating Autism Intervention. Let's move on to Section 2, Introducing the SCERTS Framework.
The name itself is actually the key here. SCERTS. It's not just a random word, it's an acronym, and it stands for the three core pillars that the model prioritizes above everything else: social communication, emotional regulation, and transactional support. These are considered the absolute essentials for a child's progress.
So let's dive into Section 3, the three core pillars.
All right, first up, we've got social communication, or SC. Now, this goes way beyond just learning words. The real focus here is on helping a child develop spontaneous, functional ways to communicate what they need and how they feel. We're talking about those core building blocks like joint attention, social interaction, and maybe most importantly, building secure, trusting relationships.
Next is emotional regulation, or ER. And this is the bedrock for all learning. It's the ability to handle stress and stay in an emotional state that makes a child truly available to learn and interact with the world. This includes not just regulating themselves, but also learning how to accept support from others to help them do it.
And finally, transactional support, or TS. This pillar is all about us, the partners in a child's life. It means everyone, the family, the teachers, the therapists, and even the physical environment itself are all adjusted to support that child. This could be anything from changing how we talk and interact, to using tools like visual schedules, to making sure the whole family feels supported emotionally.
Now, what's so critical to understand here is that these pillars are totally interdependent. You can't just work on one in a vacuum. Think of it this way. A supportive environment, that's the transactional support, is absolutely essential for a child to regulate their emotions. And only when a child is regulated can they really be ready and open to learning social communication. Each piece unlocks the next.
Moving on to Section 4, a framework, not a therapy.
And this is where the model gets really powerful. It doesn't force you to choose between, say, floor time and contemporary ABA. Instead, it gives you a roadmap to strategically weave practices from all of these proven methods, from PECS and social stories to OT and speech therapy, into one clear, cohesive plan. So essentially, SCERTS provides the why behind what the team is doing and the how for putting all the strategies together. It creates this common language, this shared playbook, so that the therapist, the teacher, and the parents are all on the same page. Everyone is working toward the same goals, which helps prevent that fragmented care we talked about earlier.
All right, Section 5. Adapting to every child.
Because this isn't a rigid, one-size-fits-all system. The framework's goals literally evolve right alongside the child. So for an infant, the main focus might be on something foundational, like establishing joint attention. But for an adolescent, that goal shifts to navigating really complex friendships and conversations. The framework is built to grow right with them.
And it's not just about age either.
The supports are also custom-tailored to a child's specific communication stage. A child who is a pre-symbolic communicator might need simple picture schedules to thrive, but a child who is conversational might use more advanced social planning tools. The support always matches the specific need, right here, right now.
And that brings us to Section 6, the goal, authentic progress.
So what's the ultimate end game here? It's something SCERTS calls authentic progress. And this is huge. It means a child doesn't just learn a skill in a therapy room. They can spontaneously use that skill in functional, meaningful ways out in the real world with different people in all sorts of different places. It's really about meaningful participation and ultimately a better quality of life.
And look, this isn't just some nice idea on paper. There's real data here. A major school-based study in 2018 with almost 200 students, it found that the SCERTS model led to big improvements in classroom engagement, social skills, and even executive function when compared to more typical approaches. It really shows this stuff works in the real world.
This quote really captures the whole philosophy behind the model. The focus shifts from reactive behavior management to proactive developmental support. So instead of just reacting to challenging behaviors, the idea is to get ahead of them. By addressing a child's underlying needs for communication and regulation, you create an environment that's so supportive that many of those challenges just don't need to happen in the first place.
So this all leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. When you look at its focus on integration, on individualization, and on authentic progress for not just the child, but the whole family, you have to wonder, could a collaborative framework like SCERTS be the future of autism intervention? It certainly gives us a lot to consider.